Hey, can I ask you some questions?
Sure. About what?
Well, we're doing a video on how much people know about the effects of drugs on the body and brain of developing teens.
I don't know much about that. Can you
Well,
elaborate?
lucky for you, I have a video.
The human brain is the most complex organ in the body. Your brain is who you are. It's what allows you to think, breathe, move, speak, and feel. You need it to drive a car, to enjoy a meal, to breathe, to create an artistic masterpiece, and to enjoy everyday activities. The brain is made up of parts that all work together as a team. Each of these different parts have a specific and important job to do. When the drugs enter the brain, they interfere with its normal tasks and can eventually lead to changes in how well it works. Drugs are made up of chemicals, many similar to the chemicals already in our system. Drugs alter the way nerve cells normally send, receive, and process information. They do this by
Drugs imitate the brain's natural chemical messengers, which means drugs have a chemical structure that mimic a neurotransmitter that naturally occurs in our bodies. In fact, these drugs can fool our receptors, lock onto them, and activate the nerve cells. However, they don't work the same way as natural neurotransmitters, and the neurons wind up sending abnormal messages through the brain, which can cause problems for both our brain and our bodies.
drugs also affect our brain by overstimulating the reward circuit of the brain. Drugs affect the brain's reward circuit, which is a part of the limbic system. Normally, the reward circuit responds to healthy, pleasurable activities like seeing a puppy or eating your favorite ice cream, by releasing the neurotransmitter dopamine, which teaches other parts of the brain to repeat those activities. Drugs take control of this system, releasing large amounts of dopamine.
Drugs flood the brain with excess chemicals that cause pleasure or euphoria, which is the high from drugs. It is still poorly understood, but it probably involves surges of chemical signaling compounds, including the body's natural opioids like endorphins, and other neurotransmitters in part of the basal ganglia, the reward circuit. When some drugs are taken, they can cause surges of these neurotransmitters much greater than the smaller bursts naturally produced in the association with healthy rewards like eating, music, creative pursuits, or social interactions.
Drugs also affect our brain by binding to receptors in the brain. As a person continues to abuse drugs, the brain adapts to the overwhelming surges in dopamine by producing less of its own dopamine or by reducing the number of dopamine receptors in the reward circuit. As a result, dopamine's impact on the reward circuit is lessened, reducing the abuser's ability to enjoy the drugs and the things that previously brought pleasure. This decrease compels those addicted to drugs to keep abusing drugs to attempt to bring their dopamine function back to normal. And they may now require a larger amount of the drug than they first did to achieve the initial high, an effect called tolerance.
Long-term abuse causes changes in other brain chemical systems and circuits as well. Drugs of abuse facilitate non-conscious learning, which leads the user to experience virtually uncontrollable cravings when they see a place or a person they associate with the drug experience, even when the drug itself is not available. Like the crackheads you see on the street, they beg for money because they cannot control their cravings. Brain imaging studies of drug-addicted individuals show changes in the area of the brain that are critical to judgment, decision-making, learning and memory, and behavior control.
Oh my god, I didn't know.